Gentlemen, I believe that from the moment you're born, the odds are stacked against you. I believe that in the modern world you are set up to fail. We've got testosterone declining, we've got men being shamed for being men. Really? Let that sink in for a second. You are shamed for simply wanting to be a man and embrace masculine value. And now you're villainized for being a man. You're villainized for being what God sets you on this earth to be. We're told that. Over evil, we're told that we're toxically masculine, but quite frankly, I don't think that we are. I think we want to protect, we want to provide, and we want to fulfill our duty as a man. I believe that as men, we take great pride in the things that we can do for our sisters, for our mother, for our wife. The issue is the modern world makes it very, very difficult with all the traps that it lays out for us. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the 5 worst habits that keep men weak. Now the first one is extremely controversial, and that is prescription drugs. You're a little kid. You have so much energy, you have so much potential inside of you. You could become so much, be so much, and you're not meant to sit in a classroom for 6 hours being static, not moving. That's not natural. That's not right. And we build all these unnatural structures, and when a kid does not want to follow that system, we label it as a DHD, and then we numb them with Adderall. You're feeling slightly depressed. Don't worry. Don't face the issue head on. Don't tackle it. It's okay, you know. Take some SRS and be enslaved for the rest of your life, because Prozac will fix all of your issues. Just take the pill. Don't question it. How dare you question the science? And unfortunately, the worst and saddest thing to see about this whole situation is most of the time it's not even these kids or these teenagers' fault. Most of the time it's the fault of the parents, because they do not educate themselves on what these teenagers, these kids are going through. And then they pretty much enslave their children for the rest of their life because they teach them from a young age. Ladies and gentlemen, these big pharma companies are not your friend, and you must understand that. And look, I may not be a doctor, but this is just my viewpoint. I genuinely believe from the bottom of my heart that you must do everything in your power. Maybe not to get fully off your prescription meds, but start weaning off of it. As much as humanly possible. I want you strong. I want you awake. I want you living and not being half-dead zombies slugging their way through life. Now the next habit that keeps men weak is porn. Instagram and OnlyFans. And of course, porn is the most aggressive and the worst version and the worst manifestation of this problem. But then again, you look at Instagram and it's pretty much halfway there at this point. Now listen, of course, some people do use Instagram for business, but these are a very small minority. You know, it's a very small minority that actually creates on social media and uses Instagram for business purposes. Outside of that, you need to understand that Instagram is the biggest dating app on earth. It is an endless cesspit of sexual images. But then again, Elisa, it's nowhere near as bad as OnlyFans, at least. It's nowhere near as bad as giving up your hard-earned money, simping and lining the pockets of girls that will never even acknowledge your existence. And here's the issue with it, it sounds very crass. Beating your meat It signals to your body and your mind that you have accomplished something when, quite frankly, you have not. You're not where you want to be. You didn't go to the gym that day. You didn't go out and conquer your career. You didn't do any of the things that traditionally you would have to do in order to get the reward of a sexual partner. So please, gentlemen, I understand it is very difficult with the modern world that we live in, but stop giving away one of your most powerful life forces to just some random screen now. The next habit to keep men weak is current events and news, and I'm telling you, it is done deliberately. They plant things. And by the way, it's usually around the same time that they're passing some bill or some law that is draconian, that is tyrannical, that is pushing the world in a worse direction. And just around that time, they'll have some new celebrity drama or some new event. Something to keep you distracted, anything for you to argue about us versus them. And it sounds very, very harsh. But the worst part is they want you to believe that your opinion matters when, quite frankly, it doesn't. Because listen to me, your wife still works when she doesn't want to. Your mother is in an old person's home rather than living in a massive mansion with you and the rest of your family, and instead you want to spend all your life and energy talking about Russia versus Ukraine when you live in the West. It has nothing to do with you. Shame on you. Listen to me very clearly. This is going to be extremely harsh, but you need to hear it. The only way you can make a change in this world is through influence or money. And if you have neither, then shut the fuck up and save yourself first. And once you save yourself, then save your family. And once you save your family, save your friends. And once you've done that, save your community. And if you have checked off all of those boxes, then and only then you can hear about the current events in the news and actually make an impact. But until you've done all of that, stop arguing about useless stuff that you will have no change, no effect on. News is propaganda, and news is simply there to keep you arguing about the same old shit. Because quite frankly, why do you care about Qatar and their laws? Your mother still works. She's not retired. She should be enjoying her last few decades on this earth. And instead you want to sit there and write stupid tweets about Qatar and all of these geopolitical issues. Shut the fuck up. Shame on you, King. Wake up to reality. You have real work to do. And this applies to YouTube, by the way. If your YouTube subscription box or your recommended channels, all of these reaction channels and these hit piece channels that are perpetuating everything that's wrong with the world, well then, quite frankly, you have an issue. You need to cut out the noise. Listen, if your friend wants to have a heated argument about whether Will Smith should have slapped Chris Rock and your mother still works, politely excuse yourself from the table and get back to work. And if you're on YouTube, get the home feed blocker. You need 3 to 5 quality channels that you follow. Because quite frankly, everything else is noise. Now the next habit keeping men both weak and poor is video games. And I'm gonna sit here and you can tell me all of your Please go for it. You can write in the comments about how it helps you socialize and how it helps you relax. Gentlemen, everyone gets their sense of self-worth from somewhere, so why not get it from the real world? We are literally living in Sims. You can continuously wake up every single day and upgrade your character. I really want you to zoom out and look at yourself from the third perspective while you play video games. Just really imagine it in your head. Do you look heroic? Do you look like the hero in your own story? Now compare the way that you look in the third person when you hit a crazy workout, or when you get an amazing few hours of working that's going to further you to your goals. And now that is something to be proud of. You need to be the hero in your own story. I need you to start living as if God is watching at all time, because quite frankly, He is. And there's no way that you can tell me if you're being truly. That video games make you a stronger person. Now the last habit is poor sleep hygiene. More so when it comes to sleep hygiene. And that's really what it is, hygiene. You need to focus on the easy wins. So remove all the lights from your bedroom. Try to get blackout curtains. Any little red dot or anything emitting light. Put black tape over it. And if you still have too much light coming in, we'll then consider getting a high-quality sleep mask. It will suck for the first few days and weeks, but in the long run it's going to be worth it. My next recommendation is a weighted blanket, preferably something that's 10 your body weight. I optimize all areas of my sleep. The weighted blanket was the one thing I actually didn't try for years. And once I implemented it, I immediately noticed a big increase in my deep sleep. So give it a try. You can find most weighted blankets out there for $30, $50. Try it out, give it a couple weeks to get used to it, and if you don't like it, who cares? It was $50. The temperature is also a massive thing. I know some people like to sleep with a little warmer, but just try to continuously decrease the temperature and make it colder. The colder the room, the better your sleep is going to be. The next thing is trying to remove all blue lights at night. I know there's nighttime. I've got this little light dome and that's not ideal, but usually the last few hours before bed I'm wearing blue light blockers. Everyone talks about a morning, but no one focuses on a nighttime routine, because a nighttime routine really sets you up for having good quality deep sleep. And if all this sounds stupid or over the top to you, you know what sounds really stupid to me. Letting someone else get 2 to 3 times the deep and REM sleep. It's not a matter of how much time you spend in bed. The most important thing is how much deep and REM sleep do you get. So if all of this sounds a little intense or a little too much, okay, you have your fun. Go to bed and spend 8 hours in your bed, and let some other person spend 6 hours and get twice as much quality sleep as you. Which means they're going to have significantly more energy, more testosterone, more ability to build and maintain muscle. All of these benefits just because you thought that sleep hygiene wasn't important. My friends, there are traps absolutely everywhere that you look. And you need to sidestep them so that way you can keep trudging along to your mission. So I know that I've been a little harsh with you. But it's only because I believe in you and I'm rooting for you.